It's the special, the all-new Halloween edition of Plays of the Week, where all the big names were there, from politics, from entertainment. In fact, it looked like a college football game. So paint your faces, and let's get ready for some fun. Let's go trick or treating. And this was the week when there were many tricks and many treats. For receivers, all kinds of treats. Look at Pete Holohan. He gets a gift. But there were far greater gifts than that. Wesley Carroll says thanks very much for the treat. And Chris Burkett, it touches one hand, two hands, three hands, and then finally his hands. But the biggest treat of all, Michael Haynes in the end zone for the Atlanta Falcons. Make this Michael White Shoes Haynes because he wins it right there. But there were some treats as well for receivers, like Todd Wiseman's treat on Matt Clark. Get ready, and boom. Thanks for coming to the door, Matt. Now, let's slide over to some winter sports. And John Cullen asked the question this week, is it better to give than to receive? Well, John Cullen gave this week, but he also received, like this, from Tim Shovelday. Thanks very much, Tim. Enjoyed it. Not all goaltenders were giving things away. Like Andy Moak, look at the save on Wayne Gretzky, labeled for the corner. But the save of the week, actually two saves of the week by Kelly Rudy. Watch his left pad extend and extend. That could hurt a guy. What a beautiful save, and so is the second one. You know it's dangerous when there's a full moon over a hockey rink. How about Owen Nolan with the mugging of the year on Joe Sorella? And the worst thing about this, no penalty. Ref, come on. And if there's a full moon over the Boston Garden, that can mean big trouble. I guess Detroit and Boston were probably saying, hey, old-time hockey, right? Well, let's do it. And can these guys do it or what? Bob Probert and Stephon Cantel. Cost them 10 games, but they had some fun. Now, in the NBA, they say you can't play zone defenses. So Ramil Robinson says, what shall we do? Well, how about the shoe defense? Well, it was Halloween this week. Perhaps the best costume this week, Elijah Tillery in the black trunks. He went dressed as a boxer. Don't think that Riddick Bowe was too crazy about his costume. Well, before we go, Freddie, one more thing to do. We'll show you the camera work of the year. Watch this cameraman hang in there, take the shot, and he never lost his focus. Actually, that sounds somewhat spiritual.